Dean and Danny were gearing up for an unforgettable weekend ahead, primarily because it was marked as Danny's 18th birthday. The weekends always commenced on Fridays, and today was no exception. The exciting agenda for the day included an all-day and all-night rave at Wythenshawe Park. On Saturday, they planned to venture to the Bowlers nightclub in Manchester, renowned for its non-stop rave experiences. Eager to set their plans into motion, Dean and Danny had meticulously organised their recreational substances, ensuring an ample supply of whiz and ecstasy. At 9 in the morning, the only missing piece was a bag of heroin to kickstart their day. As the day progressed, Danny and Dean had arranged to meet up with 4 friends, Dave and Jenny and Sam and Jane. The 2 couples and Dean and Danny were gathering together for an exhilarating journey to the Wythenshawe Park Rave. They all met up at the bus station in Oldham. Dean and Danny's history went way back. Dean had first crossed paths when Danny was just 11 years old, while Dean, now 21, had a 3-year age advantage. Their connection was established when Dean, at the age of 14, was involved in the weed trade. Danny, among the younger crowd, was also into it, but he stood out due to the keen awareness. It was Danny who approached Dean with a proposition to streamline the operations and put an end to the younger group's destruction by making it on top for Dean. That marked the moment when Dean brought him into his weed selling venture. Together, as young teenagers, they raked in the substantial profits, all the while indulging in their own partying. For Dean and Danny, their partnership wasn't merely a business arrangement, it was a bond cemented by mutual respect. Over the years, this respect deepened, ultimately evolving into a brotherly connection. Once all 6 of them boarded the bus, a journey spanning approximately 45 minutes awaited them before reaching Wythenshawe. Dean and Danny wasted no time and began indulging in their drugs discreetly at the rear of the bus, a routine that felt entirely normal to them but raised eyebrows among the rest of the group. As Dean and Danny's enthusiasm grew, their joyful banter echoed throughout the bus, drawing the attention of fellow passengers who eagerly joined in the fun. When the time came to disembark, the passengers bid them farewell with waves and smiles, leaving Dean and Danny in high spirits as they made their way towards Wythenshawe Park. Upon their arrival at Wythenshawe Park, it was a realisation of their wildest expectations. The scene resembled a miniature festival, adorned with circus tents housing diverse musical genres like house, techno and jungle music. Beer gardens were scattered about, accompanied by various activities strewn across the fields, creating a breathtaking spectacle. Dean, Danny and their companions located a serene spot on a grassy hill, overseeing the pulsating rave music below. Basking in the sunlight, they relaxed on the grass, partaking in some weed and other substances as needed. As the day evolved into night, the distant echoes of the jungle tents' electrifying beats caught Dean's attention. Curiosity piqued, Dean decided to venture over to the jungle tent, leaving Danny and the others to savour the ambience from the chosen spot. As Dean entered the jungle tent, the thumping bass seemed to hit him as intensely as the extra ecstasy pill he had consumed earlier. The music sent his mind into a frenzy, and he navigated through the densely packed crowd with an infectious energy, dancing as if possessed. This environment felt like at home to Dean, a seasoned veteran in numerous jungle nights, and he had grown up within the vibrant rave scene. However, this moment was short-lived. Meanwhile, Danny remained on the grass with the others, growing increasingly concerned as Dean's absence stretched on. Deciding it was time to investigate, Danny headed towards the jungle tent. Upon entering, he immediately sensed a shift in the atmosphere, with people seizing their dance and tension streaming in the various corners of the tent. Danny wasted no time and embarked on the search for Dean. Dean, now sobering up to the chaotic scene unfolding around him, struggled to discern reality from hallucination. In that perplexing moment, Danny appeared before him, urgently starting, "This shit is on top, let's get the fuck out of here." Dean wholeheartedly agreed, and together they swiftly exited the jungle tent. As Dean and Danny emerged from the jungle tent, a surge of harsh reality washed over Dean. They descended the grassy slope, transversing through the chaos of the rave, their eyes scanning the chaotic scene. Hooded figures emerged out of nowhere, scaling the fences to infiltrate the park. Archery unfolded all around them as groups of guys clashed, sparking confrontations left and right. All the while, more hooded figures appeared everywhere. Terrified individuals darted about in frantic bid to escape, and all of this turmoil enveloped Dean and Danny as they moved through the rave. Despite their euphoric state from the whiz and the ecstasy, they managed to compose themselves and eventually regroup with their friends at the spot where they had lodged earlier. Approaching their companions, Dean and Danny cast their gaze towards the park gates. Beyond those gates, a line of high-end cars, BMWs and Mercedes, all lined up outside the gate and were surrounded by imposing individuals dripping in gold, emitting an air of menace. Dean and Danny exchanged a knowing look, realising that there's no way we could get past them. Thinking on their feet, they swiftly took hold of the two terrified girls with Dave and Sam, offering them comfort with an arm around their shoulders, and proceeded to walk towards the gate. As they passed the intimidating gangsters with a girl each, they kept their gaze fixed ahead, avoiding any eye contact with the menacing figures. It was a heart-pounding moment, but they kept their heads down, pressed on, and narrowly escaped. The night was far from over for Dean and Danny. They returned to a friend's house and enthusiastically resumed their rave and drug-taking festivities. A few days later, Dean and Danny found out from the news 9 people got stabbed at the Wythenshawe Park Rave. This was Dean and Danny's experience at Wythenshawe Park Rave, Manchester. Like, share and subscribe. Nice one.